Good, clean family fun right there, folks. All right, good morning. I need just a tiny bit more boom on this mic. Boom, so it booms a little better. All right, good morning, everyone. As you can see, we have got our fancy glasses on, so we are ready for an outstanding service today. Nice weather out and everything like that. The world is at peace right now along in our environment, so it makes you want to say thank you, doesn't it? It does. Let's say it one time. Say thank you. Thank you. Say it a little louder. Thank you. Even a little louder. Thank you. Thank you. Here we go. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Sunday when I was away. Cats away, the mice will play, but we're going to just continue the fun today. What do you think? You want to have some fun today? Yeah. And you know, we're capable of sort of dancing between that joyful, exultant experience, a celebration, and a deeper spiritual experience. You know, balance and dance between the two. So I am Reverend Victoria Loveland-Coen, and to my left is the wonderful Nathan Jorgensen. Yes, I know your name, I just can't pronounce it well. Nathan Jorgensen, who is going to anchor us in meditation and the spiritual experience. All right, so we want to say hello to those of you joining online on YouTube, Facebook. Hello, we're glad you're here. If you would just say hello in the chat, then we feel like we are communicating. All right, so without further ado, Nathan, would you light the divine light candle? And let's just take a moment to be with that energy, that element, sacred element of fire. Taking a deep breath, and I invite you to say with me our opening invocation. Together, there is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God, the good omnipotence. Just feel that energy of possibility, that possibility of infinite good that is present and just waiting for us to jump into it. So let's do it. Let's say yes. Yes. And so it is.
take this moment now to breathe in the peace and the calm of surrender. And I wonder if anybody else has ever surrendered something, a belief, an idea, only to have it come back and slap them in the face. And I've heard throughout my life many people talk about Christmas actually being a not very fun time. Memories that are no longer, perhaps beliefs that are no longer. And I never really understood it until last year when I was just sad and I couldn't explain it and I didn't know why. But I thought, this is what people are talking about. And even as many of us have grown up with some beliefs, we've shifted, we've let go, and we try to build anew. No matter how much we let go, Christmas is still going to be here. We're still going to know about it. And so I've thought over the past year, how can I make new sense of this time? How can I make it mine? Not to go back to another belief and say, I wish it just was the way it was when I was younger, but to say, what can I do? What can I learn from this? And how can I make this special to me? So join with me as we focus in on my attempt to do that, to not tear down, to not let go, but to build something within myself. So if you'll take a moment and close your eyes as you feel comfortable, relax, starting with your head to your neck and shoulders and down. Wiggle your fingertips and let silence come over you. And as we know that Jesus wasn't actually born in the winter, but the holiday is here because now is when our world is filled with cold and it grows darker. And we think of lights for decorations and lights as symbols that can light our minds. And so I think when the world was growing darker, when people needed light, what did God send? He sent a child. And I want you to bring to your mind an infant child. If you have your own children or a niece, a nephew, somebody that you can imagine what it was like seeing that child for the first time, holding that child, the reverence, the awe that inspires, the fresh new life that comes into our world. And we'll take a moment in silence to imagine ourselves now with a newborn child that brings hope and light and fresh life into this world. This year, as I've heard Christmas carols singing praise to a very specific child, I redirect my thoughts toward my own children and remembering their birth and remembering that as something holy, as a holy and divine spirit has come into my life. And as children grow, I can still see that in my own kids. But as we've all grown, perhaps we stop being so loving, so compassionate, so forgiving, so understanding of innocence. And now shift your attention and see yourself as that child. For unto us a child is given, and each one of us is that child. And all those things we've learned over the years, ways to not like ourselves, ways to believe what we should be, what we should do, let those melt away. And know that each of us came here in the very same way, as light, as new life breathing into this world. And now see that still within yourself, as it is with you still today. And as we often do in our meditations, picture another person who you would like to bring into this space. And in a moment, I'll invite you to softly say their name out loud. But as you do that, whether silently to yourself or quietly out loud, say your own name first. And see yourself as freshness, as light, as innocence, and pure love. So now, as you may think of another, I invite you to first say your own name, and then say the name of one other that you would like to bring here into this space. And allow warmth that you feel now, light that you feel now, to settle into your heart. And to know that it's a part of you. It's not something out there. It's not something that has lived and died. It's something that's still within you. Now I will hold with me the prayers of those within our community here and pray over these. To the spirit of love and unity and light, we as a community reflect on the light within each one of us, the power, the faith, and the love. And we feel these prayers of those among us, those who we support, those who we love, those within our community. And we call upon that light within each one of us. No matter how dim it may seem, we call upon that to grow. And we see that that light is enough to fill the hearts of all of us, to fill this room, to fill the forest around us, to fill this city, and to fill this world. And we see that these prayers that I now hold are answered. And we bring peace and love into this community. And so it is. And as you open your eyes, see things hopefully with a new, fresher set of eyes, without all those shades of judgment that we can so easily see through. But look around you. Look at yourself, if you can, and see yourself as divinity and light. And look around the room, and I invite you to make eye contact with 2, 3, or more other divine beings, beings of light here, that are here sharing this space with us right now, sharing this love and this community. and bringing light into a world that needs it so greatly. Now, I will invite you to say with me our vision and mission statement, which are up here on the screen. Our vision. We envision the divine light awakening in all. Our mission. We center in peace and love. We connect in our hearts with others. We celebrate our journey toward wholeness. And we empower others to experience their spiritual magnificence. And so it is. Bright Matter. Oh, just before Bright Matter, we have one other thing we're going to do.
It's the third Sunday in Advent, and I'd like to invite up Michael and Rasheen to do the candle lighting and reading. Thank you.
Love. We continue our Advent journey into the light, our journey of awakening.
We begin our journey with faith. This candle we open to the possibilities of tremendous good, the possibility of heaven on earth.
Our second candle represents peace. As we light it, we activate that inner peace within us.
Our third candle is love. As we light it, we are reminded of the divine love in which we live, move, and have our being.
Jesus showed us how to live a life of love by welcoming the universe to express in us and let our Christ nature lead the way. Universal love is eternal, unconditional, and reaches into the depths of our being. As we allow this love to guide our thoughts, words, and actions, we are love, and we radiate the divine love to everyone we meet.
And so it is.
This period of stillness and hibernation and slow down really does allow us to cultivate the light within us. If you've been around for a while, you know you have a part in this song. It's called Goodness and Light. They guide us into the light section. Here we go.
Sharing the light, leading the way, helping us find the goodness and grace, guiding us back, imparting the truth, helping us see how good it can be. 'Cause there's so much goodness to feel, there's so much love, golden light is real. The light, the love, the feeling of grace. You're always enough, fall into love's embrace. 'Cause it's good to feel good, and it's good to feel whole. And we trust in the universe. Yeah, we trust in this goodness and light. Feeling the joy, letting it flow. Angels guide, and we're not alone. Source of it all wants us to be working with love and living with ease. Oh, there's so much goodness to feel. is love, the golden light is real. The light, the love, the feeling of grace. You're always enough, fall into love's embrace. 'Cause it's good to feel good, and it's good to feel whole. How we trust in the universe. Yeah, we trust in this goodness and light. Here it comes. Guide us into the light. Guide us into the light. Let me hear you. Guide us into the light. One more. Guide us into the light. Guide us into the light. Open, allow, believe. Let go, surrender, receive. The light, the love, the feeling of grace. You're always enough. Fall into love's embrace. 'Cause it's good to feel good, and it's good to feel whole. And we trust in the universe. The light, the love, this feeling of grace. You're always enough, just fall into love's embrace. And it's good to feel good, yeah, it's good to feel whole. And we trust in the universe. Yeah, we trust in this goodness and light. Goodness and light. This goodness and light.
Thank you. Sounded great.
Yes, indeed. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. Yeah, here we are. We're having fun. We're getting into the spirit of things, right? Getting into the energy and the spirit of the holidays. Fun glasses. Now, the glasses are fun, and, I love wearing them. And if I'm to be perfectly honest, I am wearing them to kind of hide this crazy thing that has been happening on my eye the last few weeks. Many of you know I've had this kind of significant situation with a sty that started on the bottom, and then that was going away, and then it sort of spread to the lid, and then it got infected and red and swollen. I mean, at one point I couldn't even open my eye. So it's so much better now. It is so much better, and I'll share my healing journey with you in a little bit. But at some point, when you're experiencing something like really heavy, and after a while you go, I just gotta lighten this up. I just gotta find some humor in this. This is just too heavy. So I had to sort of, find the humor. I got telling myself some jokes about it, to make myself laugh, like the classic, oh, you think this is bad? Yeah, I see the other guy. And then I've recently got this haircut, and I'm getting a lot of compliments on this haircut. Oh, it's so cute. You look so cute. I'm so cute. In my 60s, I'm so cute, And then the universe is like, oh, you think you're cute, do you? How cute do you think you are now? Cosmic humor. And my favorite is the color red, the pink, bright pink that it became at one point was really extraordinary. And I thought, if I went to like Revlon and said, if you could match this color, you would absolutely have a multi-million-dollar eyeshadow on your hand. So there's more, but yeah, I have a talk that I have to get to. So Yes, we are moving towards the winter solstice that's happening this weekend. Shortest day of the year, longest night of the year. And this is a time that, we think of that sacredness of the dark. We experience the sacredness of the dark, but also the importance of balance, balancing the dark with the light. And it's true that this begins the cycle, the winter solstice begins a cycle of the days getting longer and longer incrementally. And every religion I know of and every tradition, earth-based traditions, has a ceremony, a ritual, a celebration that involves light. Whether it's fire, the original primal fire that brought warmth and light to the darkness, which we still do today. And in fact, I think this weekend we've got a winter solstice celebration that involves a fire circle. The Yule log, the traditional Scandinavian tradition where you bring in either a large log or a tree stump and you burn it in the hearth to symbolize the sun's strength returning after the winter. And that is it's believed to bring prosperity and good luck and protection to the home. So the Yule log, which we still continue today, right? And then candlelight. For most religions involve candlelight at this point in the year, right? Whether it's the Jewish holiday of Hanukkah, we light the candles and the menorah. Those who celebrate Kwanzaa, lighting candles in the Kinara. And for Christians and just about everybody else, everyone else, Christmas lights, right? We put the Christmas lights on the Christmas tree. We put them on the bushes. We put them on our houses. We put them on our front lawns. We put them inside those big inflatables that have gotten very popular. Have you ever been to the neighborhoods where everybody decides they're just going to go all out? And they have these strings of light that go across the street. Have you seen that? There's like a cherry picker. They need to get up and put these strings across. There are lights in cars, lights on jewelry. Apparently no place that Christmas lights do not belong. So light, it's light. We divine beings having a human experience crave light. We crave it. We need it. Those who live in the upper reaches of the northern hemisphere, they're lucky if they get a couple hours of just, the sun at the horizon, right, before it sinks back into darkness again. I don't know. I just couldn't do it. My sister lived in Fairbanks for a year. She was a visiting professor there, and she said that was the first and only time that she had experienced depression. And there is that sad thing, that seasonal affective disorder or something. It affects quite a number of people. Anybody here experience that? It affects a lot of people, yeah. So light, the sun, we need it all. We need, and everything on the planet needs sun, of course, to grow. Our physical bodies need vitamin D that only the sun can, provide. But more than that, the sun and light reminds us that we are in essence light beings. That we are in essence light beings. Pat Webster talked about this a few weeks ago when she was speaking here, and remind us that we are made of star stuff, right? That was the Carl Sagan thing. We're all made of star stuff through and through. Star material, light is in our cells. It's in our DNA. It's part of us. It's inside every atom. I mean, you split an atom, what happens? It releases a tremendous amount of light and energy. So it must be inside the atom. So there is the author of The Gene Keys. Anybody heard about this book, The Gene Keys? Yeah? Richard Rudd, he writes this about this. Research into DNA has demonstrated that one of its more unusual electromagnetic properties is its ability to attract photons, elementary light particles. It is this ability of DNA to weave light around itself that reveals its true hidden role within your body. To act as a superconductor whose sole purpose is to exponentially increase the frequency passing in and out of your body. This, in turn, leads to a complete transmutation of the fabric of your being. It signifies the extraordinary birth of a completely new kind of human being, Homo Sanctus, the sacred human. Isn't that wild? And it reminds me a little of the accounts of Jesus' transfiguration on the mountaintop, where he became pure, radiant light, because he had accessed and activated that divine light within himself so much that he experiences transmutation of the physical, right, of the entire being. Now, traditional Christians see that as one of Jesus' miracles, and, for them, that's proof that he's the Son of God and the one and only bridge between heaven and earth, right? But in unity, we see biblical stories as symbolic, as metaphorical, metaphysical, and we view Jesus as the great way shower who points us in the direction of what's possible for us, what we can achieve when we connect with a Christ consciousness within us. Christ is a consciousness, it's a state of consciousness, not Jesus' last name. It's a state of consciousness that we can achieve, that's within ourselves. And every time it's mentioned in the Bible about the mountaintop, great things happen on the mountaintop. That's always about going up to the highest realms of our consciousness. Think that seventh chakra, that divine or oneness consciousness, that's what we must access when we want to experience, a miracle or a shift in our experience. That kind of shift in consciousness. So how do we do that, right? How do we access this light that is within us? Well, I think it's helpful to think about what this light consists of. And for me, this light frequency consists first and foremost of the energy of the divine, which is love, the energy of love. Love is that magic energy that brings light to the forefront of our consciousness. As Michael and Roisin were reading they shared in the Advent reading, universal love, and we're talking about universal love is eternal, and it reaches into the depths of our being. It reaches into the depths of our being. So a clue for us is to know, to become aware that that light that is within us is really love. It's really about love. And to open ourselves to the experience of this universal love, this agape love, this universal love. To immerse ourselves into the experience of it, into the energy of love, and to allow that universal love to move through us and as us. And to remember that we are love expressing. And so is everyone else. Everyone else. And that energy of love, light connects us with everyone else and everything else, because everyone and everything is an expression of it. And so we cultivate that. This is something we need to cultivate and practice, right? So we cultivate it through meditation, through contemplation, through an evening of sound healing, like the one that Oswaldo shared with us and his friends shared with us on Thursday night, that being immersed in that energy, immersing yourself in sacred spaces, rituals in sacred spaces, chanting many ways that we can do this, cultivate this love, light that is within us. Right? So that's what we're looking for. So thinking about all of this week and having this challenging experience, another biblical passage came into my mind this week, one that has always spoken to me, and not many of them do. But this one, I think, kind of made it through the editing and the, mistranslations. It's like it came through pure, I think. It feels to me. And that is, if thine eye be single, thy whole body shall be filled with light. Eye be single, thy whole body filled with light. So you can see how this, really kind of spoke to me this week. Yeah. So, we say a lot here that life doesn't happen to us, it happens through us, right? That creative light energy pours through our consciousness with all of its loving, positive thoughts, and also all of the fearful, negative beliefs and limitation and illness and lack and all those things that are based in separation. Right? It pours through that consciousness and is reflected in our experience. So, this week I was like, yeah, okay. So, I've been doing a lot of work in my consciousness for the past, I don't know how many decades. Okay. So I heard this actual, the sense of this expressed in a different way in the last couple of weeks. And it has really shifted it for me. And that is, life doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. Everything that's happening in your life is happening for you. Ultimately for a blessing, right? Even though it doesn't always feel that way. And sometimes it just sucks, right? It sucks. But if it's happening to us, it's happening for us. For our learning here in this earth school. This is a school. This is an earth school. And I have to tell you, if you're on a spiritual path, you are in the advanced class. You are in the AP class right here, right? Because what we're about is learning and becoming and growing into our full expression, into that full divine potential. Because any challenge that we might experience challenges us to discover and activate the qualities within us with which we can address that challenge. Therefore, we become stronger. And we become that powerful, divine human being, that Homo sanctus, that sacred human. That's what we're about here, right? That's what we're about. So, as I began to really think about this and digest this week, I knew that I had to up my game because the traditional affirmations and affirmative prayers and even asking for prayer just wasn't moving the needle for me. And it didn't shift until I really got to this understanding that that the challenge, what is happening for me. And I was like, okay, then, what is it? What is the thing I'm supposed to learn? What is the gift here? And I got, after meditation, spending some time in prayer and meditation, that it had something to do with this idea of light as our very essence. And that light is in every cell of our body. That light is in every cell, every subatomic particle of our body. And I thought, if I really get that, if I really digest that, if it's not just a theory anymore, if I get it at my core, maybe I can experience that. Maybe that can be my experience. So I began this journey, and I knew, though, that before, and here is, an essential piece, is that we must address whatever is getting in the way of the experience of that love and that light. Whatever's getting in the way. In other words, anything like fear or judgment or unforgiveness or unresolved grief or buried negative emotions, whatever, that can, be the filter getting in the way of our experience of that love and that light. So I knew I was going to have to address that first. And so I kind of began this, this process. And the first thing I needed to do was the unresolved grief part. I knew there was some of that in there. And so I spent some days releasing tears. And just personal loss, but also collective pain. I was just feeling like a lot of global kind of collective pain. I was just saying, okay, let that move through, in and move through. The other thing was the kind of negative emotion that was buried. A lot of anger came up for me during this experience. And, rather than just kind of do the bypass, I decided I was going to kind of deal with it and let it move through and get in touch with it. And I did this sort of primal growling to release some of that rage, right? And then finally, I did my best to release judgment of myself and judgment of others. To see rightly, to see with the eyes of love. Right? Okay, get it. I get it. Yeah, it's very clear. And so once this was, this is a process, right? Don't complete it, but it's a process, and I think a significant portion has been moved out. So now I could begin with this meditating on the light that is within every cell of my being. So I began this process, with these warm compresses. This is what you have to do, is like 2 to 3 times. People are nodding their head. You've been there before. You know somebody. You have to do these warm compresses 2 or 3 times a day, times 21 days or something. Do the math. There was a lot of time spent doing this. And I thought, okay, let me put this to good use. And so while the warm compress is on there, I'm thinking, I'm not sending, see, this is a difference. This is the consciousness shift. I'm not sending this love. I am recognizing the love and the light that is already there. The light that is within every cell of my body. Every subatomic particle, right? Every atom is alive with loving light energy. And I just sort of got myself to a place where I could feel that. And, this phrase of my eye is single, my whole body is filled with light. In other words, my focus is on the one source, the one universal, infinite, divine wholeness. My whole body is filled with light. Do you want to try this with me? Does anybody have anything in their physical that's going on that you'd like a little shift into wholeness? And if not, if you're like perfectly fine, then, maybe you would like to experience a little lightness of being, right? A little lightness of being. Okay, so I invite you to sit back, close your eyes, take a nice deep breath with me. Breathing out. Okay, on the exhale, I want a nice big sigh. Breathe in. More. Breathe in. Sigh out. Release it. Let it go. That's it. One more time. Breathe in. And then exhale. Let all that stuff go. Shake it out. Shake it out. Shake it out. Okay, now focus your attention on all the cells of your being. And imagine, just use your higher consciousness. We're going to the mountaintop here. We're going to that 7th chakra, that divine consciousness. Moving on up to that highest consciousness. And from that space, we can see and feel the wholeness, that divine light in every cell of our being. Feel that essence of love light. It might even tingle in your hands. It might tingle in your body. That love light in every cell of your body, in every atom, every subatomic particle. They say that the space between the subatomic particles is greater than the space between the stars in this galaxy. What is that space? It's intelligence. It's light. It's energy. Just feel it. And as you become aware, you begin to activate that. We're activating that light, that healing light. And in whatever area of your body you would like to see more wholeness, really focus your attention there and feel there's healing light is already there. Doesn't have to, not in the future. You don't have to send it. You don't have to. It's right here, right now. In that area. Divine intelligence, divine light, infinite, limitless light and love in every cell, every atom. Breathe that in. Really experience the shift that brings. Our body is innately whole. And when we activate this, it just reveals the wholeness that is already there. Breathe. We just rest now in this awareness that our whole body is filled with light. Our focus is single. The one power, the one presence, the one source, the one substance, the one power, the one presence. Our focus is on the one. Our body is filled with light. Keep breathing. This in turn leads to a complete transmutation of the fabric of your being. It signifies the extraordinary birth of a completely new kind of human being, Homo sanctus, the sacred human. That possibility is very real. And we embrace it in this moment. In loving gratitude. Together, let us say, and so it is. All right, bring your awareness back, open your eyes, being present here and now, looking around. So we will continue this next week. Exploring, now that we've activated this light within us, how we can bring that to the world, how we can bring that light into the world. So come on back next week, okay? We'll finish this. All right. Namaste.
A light worker is somebody who, I forgot the definition. Light worker is somebody who does good. There was a crazy person here last week. He didn't do any good at all. And he is very sorry about that. So he's going to give you the mea culpa on the next song. This song here is very lovely, and I hope you enjoy it. Maybe close your eyes. This is a hymn for every light worker around the world. For every one of you has voice has not been heard. This is a hymn to give you faith to rise above all the things we wish mankind had not become. This is a hymn to remind you of love. This is a hymn for every child living everywhere around the world. For each of you whose voice will someday soon be heard. This is a hymn to give you faith to heal mankind, to bring a love so bright its light won't be denied. This is a hymn and a prayer for your lives. Oh, you are the light of the world. Through acts of love, your voices will be heard. So let your light shine on all mankind, and may this hymn give you the courage to shine. This is a hymn for every light worker around the world. For every one of you whose voice has not been heard. This is a hymn to rise to faith, to rise above all the things we wish mankind had not become. This is a hymn to remind you of love.
Well, I'll just say thank you to Chris. And I can only speak personally, but I think many agree with me that you bring so much light to our community as a light worker. So thank you. Yeah. And I'll extend that thank you to Bright Matter, who also brings light. And to our wonderful Reverend Victoria. And I want to thank everybody in our community who makes things work. Everything just clicks. Things are set up. Things work, partly because of Spirit, but Spirit must flow through people. And there are so many people who are behind the scenes, setting things up, making things work smoothly so that we can have these beautiful times. So thank you to all of you. And we're now at the time where we can share our gifts with one another. And on the topic of sharing, yesterday I was reminded again that I see things through my perspective. And there's always a challenge to see it differently. Because I say things like our world is getting darker, it's getting colder, but yet half the world is almost on summer solstice. And their world is green, and their world is bright, and they're about to have the longest day of the year. And we take turns. We take turns. Life is breathing in, receiving, and it's breathing out. And everything in the world works this way. And if our world was not tilted, so that we would not have seasons. And all the things we see, it wouldn't work like this way. Life the way we know it would not be possible if we didn't have that. So now, yes, it's cold, yes, it's dark, but it'll come back. And right now, that warmth that we crave, that light that we crave, it's their turn. So they're enjoying it now, and it's going to come back to us. So in that mode of thinking, we receive as we breathe in, and we give. And with that flow of energy, that's how abundance comes to us. That's how we feel security. That's how we feel love and life. And as we have that flow throughout our community, that's how we find security and love and abundance as a community. So, if you have a gift that you can give, we have little green cards if you're a conscious sustainer giving regularly. We also have a little packet here if you'd like to donate. And in any way that you can share a gift and bless and support this community so that it continue to function, it can continue to bring us that flow and that love. We thank you for that, and we're grateful for that. So if you have that gift with you, I invite you to hold it in your hand, and even if that gift is just some love, take the love, hold that to your heart, and say with me now the blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, all that I receive, and all that I
The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth. The power of love is here now. The power of now is here now. The power of you and me is here to create magic on earth.
We thank you for sharing with this community and supporting this community. And now we'll bless these gifts. So join me. Send love and energy and light through your hands as we bless these gifts. We bless them that as we each receive, we share. As we give, we get more coming back. That these gifts will multiply, go forth, bless ourselves, bless this community, and bless the world. And so it is. Mary will be taking our prayer request box back to the foyer, and if you have any prayer requests that you would like to fill out, there's little slips of paper out there, and you're welcome to do that at any time. I'd also like now to welcome any guests that we have with us. Whoopsie daisies. As is usual, there are sometimes people who've been in this community for decades, and they don't come for a few years, and so I don't know them, and I think, oh, this is a new guest, welcome, welcome. They're like, man, I came here before you were born. And so, regardless of, I can't always tell when we have guests. A new face to me is not necessarily a new face to the community, but welcome to our guests. If it is your first time, our greeters have a little packet of information they would love to give with you. So if you can raise your hand, they'll make sure that gets to you, or you could see them afterward. But welcome. Welcome to everybody. Welcome to those joining us online if this is your first time as well. So in that packet of information, there's things to read. There's also a little card that if you'd like us to stay in touch with you, keep you posted on events and things, you can go ahead and fill that out. Return that to one of our wonderful greeters, and they'll give it a little special gift to you. I'd also like to recognize our flower angel for this week. Our flower angel this week is Frank Gonzalez. Hey, Frank. So, thank you for blessing us with this week, and I'll go ahead and read Frank's dedication. These flowers come with appreciation to the UCP community for all the hugs and support in healing and physical and emotional recovery. May we always have an island of love, and wishing everybody Feliz Navidad. Thank you, Frank. And now I'll turn it back over to Bright Matter.
Yeehaw. It's going to be fun. I'm not going to be able to sit still.
Okay. All right.
I already can't sit still.
There was a crazy person here last week. To this life we're born. I don't know what his problem is, 'cause sometimes we just don't know why. The time seems to go by so fast. In the twinkling of an eye. Arnodi. Andres.
And the Bruce White Man.
What a beautiful note to end on, huh? Yes. Beautiful energy. Thank you. Thank you. Now it's time for some announcements, and it is a little hard to read through 2 sets of glasses, so I'll take these off for just a moment. I hope the energy is still here, though. So we have a few announcements to go over. First of all, we'd like to thank those in our community who participated in yesterday's highway cleanup. So UCP supports Sewell School Road, which goes along here, and it was a great success yesterday. So if you were one who participated, if you could raise your hand or even stand, we'd love to give a thank you. So thank you. Oh, and I see the names up there. Perfect. Beautiful. Yes, thank you to all of those. We also have our angel giving tree, if you've noticed, out in the foyer here. So Christmas is the perfect time to remember those who may be struggling and share some of our abundant love with them. So every year, our community partners with Rishi Salon in Southern Village to provide Christmas gifts for women and children who live at Home Start, which is a safe shelter for those who are experiencing homelessness. It's a part of the Interfaith Council, and our community contributes to that throughout the year. So as of this morning, there were 10 angel ornaments left to fill. It may be less now. I'm not sure who came in. I could have checked. But please check that out. There are still some left to fill, and if you feel called, please take one of those, and then follow the instructions, signing up on the sheet so that you can bring that gift back. And you can see Debbie or Mel if you have any questions about that.
And also, please bring, if you've already chosen an ornament, bring your gift by next Sunday.
Okay, so if you've already taken an ornament, please bring that gift in by next Sunday. So that way they can actually be distributed to the families before Christmas. So thank you. As we've talked so much about the change of darkness and light and the winter solstice, there is a winter solstice and full moon fire celebration coming up this Friday at 7 p.m. So come celebrate the full moon with Pachamama and honor the spirits of this land with Carmelo. And this is open to all, anybody who's a first-timer or if you're an experienced ceremonialist. So join if you are able. This coming Saturday at 3:30, we have our UCP holiday potluck and dance party. And this will be hosted by Irena. So that's probably going to be really fun if she's hosting. So bring a dish to share and put your dancing shoes on as we enjoy some warm fellowship and holiday cheer together. And that is, again, Saturday at 3:30. Also, a heads up, coming up in the new year, starting in January, our wonderful Reverend Victoria invites you to join her new 4-part class that will ignite your vision and clear the path to your most extraordinary year yet. A transformational journey can start here. Reverend Victoria, do you want to say anything about this? Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so who here would like to have a wonderful 2025? Who here would like to have a superb 2025? Yeah, and you all know it doesn't just happen on its own, right? You actually have to do some consciousness work. We've been talking about consciousness this week, a shift in consciousness. So in this class, we're going to learn how to shift consciousness so that, first of all, we embrace the vision, we clarify it, and then we shift our consciousness so that it can actually move through us and into our lives, and we can recognize it when it comes, and we can move out all of that stuff, like I was talking about today, that might get in the way of the manifestation of it. And in the last class, we're going to create together our intention mandala. Who here has been in one of my intention mandala classes, which is like it's like a vision board, but like on steroids. You know, you've got the sacred element of the mandala. So we'll create that together on the last Sunday. So registration's open. I think the early bird is until the 20th. Early bird registration, December 22nd. So you want to sign up soon, and I'll see you there. Okay.
All right, after our service today, there's a few more announcements that are about today here. So after the service, Michael Savino will be offering a chair massage. So this is open to anybody, but love donations are accepted. This is a wonderful thing that he brings to the community. And that will be right here in the sanctuary, up on the platform, just to my right here. I've got your back. He's got your back. We'll also be having a deeper dive discussion, and that will be led by Gaines Steer in room 103, which is straight down the hallway on the right. And that's an opportunity to gather and discuss any takeaways, any questions, any impressions that you have from today with a small group of people. You feel free to grab coffee and any snacks, and then make your way on down to the deep dive. Again, back right, room 103. Speaking of coffee and snacks, right after the service, join us for fellowship and snacks during the Sacred Cafe, which will be outside on the back deck. And lastly, I'm always looking at time, and I'm like, are the kids out there yet? Because I got one more announcement, and I'm not sure, but we may have to call them down in just a moment. But lastly, we invite you to enjoy the blessing of the 3-minute miracle. So if you need prayer support for any concern, any guidance that you're looking for, we have a trained prayer partner. This week it is Mel, and she'll be happy to pray with you after the service, which will be in room 102, which is straight down the hallway on the left, across from the deeper dive. If you're online and you would like to experience a 3-minute miracle, you can email prayer@unitychapelhill.org for a prayer request, and our prayer partner will call you and pray with you over the phone. So please include your phone number if you do send an email. And that's all for our announcements. I saw that Chris went up to let the kids know that we are ready for them. Shall we cue the music?
Sure.
All right, we'll invite them in very soon.
I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant light of God. I am, I am, I am.
Good morning. How y'all doing? Sweet, good. We continue with the power of life today, it being generative, and this isn't it. It's upstairs. It's still drying with glue, but we put our creative energies together and made a big poster. Look for the email that'll come out, and it'll have a picture of it online. So we just that's what we went with today, and it was super, super fun. Big thanks to Lisa for being here. Got 2 more Sundays to talk about the power of life. Come join us. We'll continue to, explore and figure out how life plays out in our life.
If that children bring to us. So join with me as we bless these children. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you just the way you are, and we behold the Christ in you. All right, if you feel like you would like to and are able to stand, you can join me with the prayer of protection, which we will then follow with our closing song of peace. So join with me. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.
Family, all are we. Let me be with my family.
If this video has inspired you, opened your heart, expanded your consciousness, filled you with hope, empowered you in some way, we encourage you to support what we offer here at Unity Center of Peace by making your donation now. And thank you.